So what you just heard was the deluxe tweet amp sim on the Axe-Fx going through the ML Dizzy cab pack, and from that cab pack I was just using the K100 E906 mic, so that's the bottom speaker, bottom right speaker on that 4x12 cabinet, and just one microphone on it. So this is kind of the simplest tone you can get from this cab pack, and straight away I think you should hear that it's very Fendery, and that's why I was using a Fender Strat for this clip. I want to demonstrate different amps that you can use with this cab pack. Obviously all the amps are okay, but on my last video, which you should check out, I was just showing the Diezel tones. Right now I want to demonstrate something completely different. So this was a clean tone, actually a little bit driven. As you can see, the input drive is almost completely full on. So you can get these Fendery type tones with the K100. So it's full on, got that spank and everything going on. And remember, we're just using the single mic IR here right now. When you get the cab pack, you'll see that there are a lot of options here, like a lot of options. And while I do not intend to get you lost in option paralysis, I always create these folders that are the ased folders. So I'm not sure if you can see this yet, but here are the IRs, and we have separate files for the mixes that I've created for you guys, and that's essentially just taking care of the guys who don't have Cap Lab and want to mix the K100 and V30 together. So different mixes from that, but in here in these folders you'll find the ased folder that has way less IRs that you can deal with and get instant gratification and, you know, instant awesome tones. For example, this IR that I'm using here is actually that one here. Way easier to get it from here. That being said, I want to show you how the K100 sounds for metal tones. I'll just use this one. I think it's gonna be my go-to for this cab. So let's use something completely different from here. I'm using a Strat, so I'm not gonna go into high gain territory yet, but let's just pick a JZM 800 here. And, you know, I'm just gonna have everything at 6 because that's kind of, I'm not sure if you've heard, but that's how Slash runs his JZMs. And that's once again me using a Strat with a JZM 800 amp sim and an alloy IR from the K100 pack. But really is the most magical part for me, at least, is Mikko's mixes. Sorry, I had to use my own name for that. But in here you'll find these mixes that mix the K100 and V30 together, and the less IRs are kind of using the least amount of IRs blending in. So those are my favorites. Obviously the Djent mixes, those are really good. And I had the same approach for these IRs that we used on the Mix 08 on Capac 13 that Misha Mansouri from Periphery is using on their album Periphery 3 that's coming out real soon. So it's kind of the similar attitude in all these tones, but they're all different. Let me demonstrate this K100 V30 less. So this is mixing the V30 and K100 together with just a few IRs. So the K100 is kind of a completely different sound to the V30. It's got like a bright high end and a really fat slow end, while the V30 is kind of based in the middle frequency. So when you blend those two together, it's really interesting, and you kind of get something that could be called the stereotypical Diezel thing going on, but it's a bit different. It's modern, you know. Artists that use Diezel are kind of like Muse and metal bands, even Periphery. So this is more of a modern cap pack in that sense, but don't limit it just to metal. I'll demonstrate some rock and roll tones for you as well. Okay, I'm gonna switch guitars now. I'm gonna start using a Gibson Les Paul Standard. Straight away, I'm just gonna use the same preset. I'm gonna disable the reverb here, just so you hear it purely. So obviously guitar makes a huge difference here, but I'm still using the same IR. It's sounding great. No real tweaking on the amp. Like I've said before, I just like to demonstrate the IRs with something that's not tweaked to fit the IR, so you'll hear how it really sounds like instead of me trying to make it sound good, because usually they always sound good. Okay, let's go for something different now. I'm gonna use a Friedman here, and I'm gonna set everything kind of around noon. And I'm just gonna use V30. Let's use the Djent mix. I want to point out that I never create genre-specific IRs, so even though this one says that it's a Djent mix, it's not meant to be used just for Djent. It's just the way that me and Misha kind of created the Mix 08 for Cat Pack 13, and it sounds really good for just about anything. I'm gonna demonstrate this with kind of a rock tone now. So yeah, it does not sound like Djent right now, although I think it probably could sound like Djent right now. But let's compare the V30 and K100 mixes here. And now the K100. So both are really interesting sounds, and like I said, the K100 is kind of more scooped, has more of a fat low end and a bright high end, while the V30 kind of is more mid-focused. And that's kind of what gets me into this territory of having these Djent mixes that have both of these speakers in them. So blending these two together is, well, this is my number 3 IR on my top 10 list right now, but you know, that's IRs from 2 years now, and it already is on the spot 3, so here goes. And I think you won't question why it's on that spot. And what else? Let's try something different for the amp sim here. Let's use something that I usually don't use, like an AC30, for example. What are those called? Class A's? Okay, and default settings here. I'm gonna drive this a little bit, just a little bit. Okay, that's pretty much. Let's see how it sounds. So yeah, it sounds really good with that one also, and you know, you saw I didn't really do much to that. Okay, I think it's time to enter the Djent genre for real. I think I'm gonna use something different because I already used the Diezel. I'm also gonna switch guitars now, so just wait for a sec. Okay, now I'm using an A-string with bare knuckle Juggernaut pickups in it, so those are the Misha signature pickups. And I'm tuned 8-string regular, so the lowest note will be an F sharp. Well, let me change the IR because these are all pretty good. I'll use the second one here, and I'm gonna use the PV block letter amp sim. I'm not that familiar with this, but I know Misha used it, so I'm gonna use this one for the Djent demonstration here. I hope it's good. Let's see what I can do with this. It's a lot better now. I think we have the right amount of gain already. So I'm just gonna play something and let's see what it sounds like. Bah. Sorry, I'm not a Djent kid, but you know, that's how it sounds like, and I think that's pretty much it. If you have some requests for tones that I can show you, then go ahead and ask. I'll do another video on this if I get enough responses, but that should be it. Thank you for watching the video, and you'll get your cat back right now. Bye, guys.